Welcome to the Why Not Us podcast. We're just a few dudes navigating life and talking about it. Thanks for listening.
Oh,
Hey,
look at the
boys.
young man back in the States.
Back in the States. Took me fucking forever, but I'm back.
He's back.
He's back.
He's back. Jordan, we missed you last week, buddy. Joey and I had a debacle of an episode. I don't know if you caught up on it last week, but
I listened.
so the
Not
volume
my-
situation, the microphone situation at the very beginning, it took us literally 25 minutes until we figured it out that it was actually my laptop that was muted. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening. So everything was working perfectly on Joey's end, by the way. Fellas,
What
I
do we got?
I don't have my normal microphone, but let's see if I
Yeah,
can
where's
get
the
a
normal
crack.
mic?
Well, I've got a different setup tonight.
Big
I've
boom
got
mic in his face.
the laptop is actually on a bed right now, and I'm like in a corner of a bedroom. I'm in Black Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Is the volume okay? Can y'all hear it? These are old headphones.
Great.
All right. Tonight we've got Three Floyds double IPA cat date.
Wow.
Joey, this is your type of beer right here.
Right.
This is 9.5%. Look at the packaging here.
My cat's checking it out here.
We got a couple cats on a date here, just sipping some milk. So Three Floyds, Indiana. They are an awesome brewery, and love their products. Right now, actually, is a good time to be drinking one of their year-round beers. It's called Zombie Dust.
Oh.
Spooky. Ooh.
Ooh.
That was a good sound effect, Joey.
Thank you.
Maybe we should do an audio cut of just you doing that, like spooky sounds for Halloween.
That could have been my top 5.
Sexy ghost.
All right, let's. How are you guys doing? I know I just spoke to Joey last week, but I felt like we haven't chatted in a while.
Yeah. Well, I've been on a bender since September 30th.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think do we need to start with the wedding first? Because Joey left some details out last week. He was like, I can't say any of these details until Jordan comes back on the pod.
Now my stories to tell, So Jordan, why don't you give us your perspective of the wedding?
I think everything went great. It literally stopped raining at like 9:00 on Saturday morning. Friday, it was all wind and rain, but we battled through that. We really were inside the whole time. We didn't get married outside. We moved it inside. I think that all turned out great. Cocktail hour was awesome. The pours were incredibly strong. So I heard from multiple people. We had cocktail hour. We had two specific cocktails. We had the Riley, named after a golden retriever, and the Rowdy, named after our little tabby cat back here. The Riley was a bourbon lemonade with a mint sprig and a lemon wedge, so a John Daly. And then the Rowdy was a French 75.
Oh, so you call that a John Daly with bourbon in it?
Yeah, so like so Arnold Palmer's obviously tea and lemonade. John Daly would be either vodka or bourbon.
Interesting. I like that.
Cocktail.
You also served a bunch of beer, and I had one of them, and I immediately took it back, and I was like, I don't want this.
That had to be the craft beer for someone who didn't show up in this group.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Yeah, it was.
Jake was drinking them. Sorry, we were gonna have to bleep his name out already. Not even 5 minutes in here.
Well, he's no longer the what's it called anymore? He's
clergy.
Done. The clergy's done.
He's still certified. He said he was going to renew his thing every year.
We're probably going to have to build him a website so we can get his pricing in line and get all his information up.
Yeah. So we did have that. We need to. There's an invoice in the mail for you for alcohol packages and food packages.
the food, however, was eaten. The clergy ate the food, so
dude, he didn't even have vegetarian apps for you. Paul, I saw those actually. I can confirm that.
There was
look at the cat.
Yeah. There was vegetarian apps, it was part of it. Yeah.
But yeah, so happy hour went good, or excuse
Great.
me,
Cocktail hour went great. The
yeah,
only
cocktail hour.
snafu we hit was Southern tradition is you bury a bottle of bourbon 30 days out from your wedding day. Jess was going on her bachelorette party 30 days out on September 1st, so we buried it on August 28th or 29th. The, the photo was
Full
posted.
bottle of bourbon, like
Yes,
unopened.
it was a bottle of Woodford Reserve. We had to get it through the venue, and they kept just pretty basic bar brands. So we buried it, and you dig it up after your ceremony for the bride and groom to both enjoy. Burying it is supposed to ward off bad weather and bring good vibes for the marriage.
Which it did. It warded off that bad weather
Warded
Friday.
off bad weather. Saturday was perfect from a photography standpoint. They love shooting in like overcast and
Oh,
clouds.
yeah, we talked about that a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, it turns out great, so that was fine. However, we hit a little bit of a snag in the situation. The bottle of bourbon we dug and dug and dug in the same spot, could not find it.
You got to be kidding me.
Could not find it. We
Uh,
so
Meanwhile, everybody's watching. Everybody
Wait.
is watching from the
the
patio.
whole cocktail hour was watching, and like as we tell you this, you just had to be there to like see all this go down.
Oh my gosh.
So Jess and I are out there. I'm digging where I buried it at, and I didn't dig it that deep. I dug it with a little bit of dirt, but mostly mulch. So
Did you stick a flag in the ground or something?
we marked it with twigs and rocks. They were not there. We were told by the venue that they had put down fresh mulch for the fall weddings a couple weeks ago. So my father-in-law had made a joke that the gardener is drunk off the bourbon because he found it or whatever. But about 15 to 20 people gathered around out there. I broke a sweat and did not want to be sweating in my tux because we had some more photos to take. So my dad came out there, and my dad pretty much dug a grave out there. He was just having a great time doing it. The whole cocktail hour, everybody's watching.
We even pulled up the picture of that they took on Instagram to try to locate where we thought they had buried the bourbon. And
Yeah.
folks
Oh my
listening,
gosh.
we haven't told Jones this story, so Jones is hearing this for the first time.
Yes. It's not been in the group chat or anything.
Yeah,
Like how in the world has
No.
nobody spoken about this yet?
So imagine Jordan and his beautiful bride out under a tree with everybody on the cocktail watching, and we like.
Is
we're
that
like,
what
"Oh,
that
he's
picture
digging."
was from? That picture was in the group chat. Or was that like photos? Y'all were under a tree or something.
Maybe, I don't know. But here's the thing: like Jones, we're all watching, and he's like keeps digging. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I can't find it. I
couldn't find it. So
that is just the craziest thing I've ever heard.
We kind of rolled with it. The guy brought me out another bottle. Someone drank it. It was not me. That's another story. We'll get there. So that was great. That's a memory.
Wait, what did you bury? What brand?
It was a bottle of Woodford Reserve.
Woodford.
Okay.
So it wasn't like it
like
was
one of the specialty bottles, or just like the
just
regular.
a straight up basic off the
Were
shelf.
you not listening earlier when he said that?
Yeah, just find it every day.
Sorry,
You're all good.
I'm drinking my cat date.
We just moved on. It's a memory everybody will remember for the rest of their life. It was so funny. So we move on to the reception. Joey, I don't know if he mentioned it, but the mashed potatoes, he could have ate a gallon bucket of the mashed potatoes.
Was there bacon in them?
I don't think so. They were loaded with like cheese and sour cream.
It just tasted like cheese and sour cream. That's all it tasted like.
Oh, mercy.
Everybody kept talking about the mashed potatoes.
Big hit.
Reception was lit. The DJ was awesome.
Hell of a job.
DJ was
I gave him $30, Jordan. Did I tell you that? I gave him $30.
We I left.
I'm talking about Joey.
Everybody, yeah, people said they had tipped the DJ, so he made decent money that night. Our video and photographer, it was a husband and wife couple. They've been doing it. They said we've been doing this for like 10 to 15 years, and it's top 3 wedding receptions we've ever had.
That's pretty cool.
We took that as like a really good compliment. The DJ was lit.
You were also pretty lit, it seemed.
We had a great time. Here's the thing too. It's like one of those you had to be there moments. But Sweet Caroline was
Was it off the chain?
Yeah, like there's a video of me. I jumped up on a table and was directing it. It's like part of the little teaser video that we put out on social media from our video crew. Um, I had the Bengals Who Dey chant played, and then
You walked out in a jersey. I saw.
yeah, the jersey. I had my Burrow jersey on. I had Burrow socks on.
Joe didn't show up for the record, folks. Sorry that everybody was wondering.
He didn't, but he did.
Hang on. I don't know if this got sent in the group chat, but someone sent a wedding gift. Joey was laughing at me, and everybody else was, and we came home from the honeymoon from this. But I got a wedding gift.
No way.
Is it from Joe?
It is not from Joe, but the red cent.
Oh.
And 2 free tickets to be used next year.
All right.
Wow. Now, how did you get that?
I sent him a wedding invite.
It's like the Reds organization or
Yeah,
a player?
mailed it to 100 Joe Nuxall Way in Cincinnati. Mailed them one.
Well, I have to say, Jordan, it paid off. You sending all those invitations to celebrities and whatever else you did. But.
I got one thing in. That was literally discussed at the wedding. I think Jess was telling people, and like Joey was making fun of me. Multiple people were. I got one back.
Love it.
But also, too, Jess being from Philadelphia, the whole town that she grew up in, there was probably half the town was there. They played the Eagles song, "Fly Eagles Fly." Father Twins was out there participating in that. But the reception was a great time. I lost my keys for about
I heard about
hours.
this.
Wait, so you found them?
Yeah, my dad found him in my car. I just left him in the car the whole time.
Were they in the ignition? You never just went out there?
No, I got a keyless start. They were just in the armrest on the driver's door, just like in the little holder on the side where the armrest.
Yeah, we were looking for those the night before, the next morning.
Yeah, so I
were you freaking out? Like I would be freaking.
Couches, like check the couches.
Yeah. No, we had a great time. We hung out all day in the groom's suite, and then
tell me a little bit about that. I heard some bourbon was consumed in there.
So I had a bourbon display. I had an Elijah Craig 18-year that I was going to crack if the Bengals won the Super Bowl. So I saved it for my wedding day. I had a Knob Creek 12, which was a nice sip for the day, and then I had a bottle of Blanton's. The Elijah Craig 18 was cracked as soon as we made it back to the groom's suite after the failure under the tree of finding the bottle of bourbon. It was cracked. It was shared amongst a bunch of us. I left it there. Came back later in the night. The TV in the room had the state Clemson game on. So multiple NC State grads and Clemson grads were in there watching. I get back in there later in the night, find out that the bottle of Elijah Craig 18, $130, $40 bottle, depending on what state you're in, gone, soaked, killed.
Oh my gosh! I told Joey, I was like, that Jordan probably spent over $200 easily on those.
Yeah, well, and we had some early on too. Which one did we have first? Or we opened one at like noon.
The Knob Creek 12 before the wedding. Great sip. If anybody that watches this is into bourbon, I recommend that as a daily sip. The Elijah Craig 18, very special bottle. Very smooth, great. Was killed by a couple of my wife's parents' friends. I will definitely let them have it at Christmas when I see them. Still haven't been able to let that go.
It's so fun. Did you get to drink any of it?
I had maybe a dram or two of it.
Yeah, like early on when we first opened it. Yeah,
and it was gone. Yeah,
that is so funny.
And then they drank the Woodford Reserve that they gave me that was lost. They drank it.
Yeah, that they brought us. What he didn't tell you at the end of the story was the one at the Soy for the Wedding venue just brought him out a new bottle. And we're like, all right, we're done. We're good.
We're like, all right.
At some point, I went out there as well. Like, I was out there trying to help. And I even went out in my drunken state, like, late in the night in the pitch black, trying to keep digging. Like, my hands got all dirty and stuff. I was convinced it was there. We still don't know what happened, by the way. In the story, Jordan, no one knows, right, where it went. Nobody has any idea.
We think it might have been one of the landscapers they have. And just put down new mulch. He was digging up the old mulch.
Yeah. I'm kind of trying to play that through my head. If I was like the landscaper and I was doing the work and I came across a bottle of bourbon, like in the dirt, what I would have done, I wouldn't have thought that it was like a good luck thing for somebody getting married. I'd be like, huh, that's
Yeah,
probably not supposed to be there. I'm gonna
and the
take it and
venue's
drink it.
like 40 or 50 acres. It's massive, a lot to mow. So they have multiple landscapers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wedding was a great time. Lot
Some
of
of the video footage was great, man. Looked like y'all had
yeah,
a blast.
we had a great time. A lot of memories be made. Whether it was mashed potatoes, the DJ, not being able to find the bourbon. It was a great time.
Joey, I'm glad you held that story, by the way.
Yeah, I needed. Well, we got cliffhangers. We got listeners. I needed to keep
Yeah.
you on pins and needles. You
I
know,
know, I mean, literally, that's ladies and gentlemen, that is the first time that I've heard that story, and it is hilarious.
Joey gave a great speech on behalf of the groomsmen.
oh yeah, I did. That's right. I forgot. Yeah.
Um,
Were there
the
tears in your speech, Joey or Jordan?
I held it
You
together for
hold it
the
together.
ceremony.
Yeah, you were good. He was good. Yeah, I mean, he cracked a little bit, I guess, during when you gave your vows, Jordan. Right?
I had a little bit going.
Yeah.
I had walked out 4 roses for my grandparents that are no longer with us and put those
Mm.
down in their seats. And that got me the most. And I was like hanging on by a thread during that. But apparently that sent a mass crying fit out to the whole crowd within 30 seconds of the wedding starting.
Hmm.
But everything went great. They went on to our honeymoon. Barbados was awesome. I didn't realize this when we went there. I had planned that we were going to go there because it's hurricane season, obviously in the Caribbean. Barbados is a far enough south and west from the Caribbean that they do not really receive hurricane weather. They only get like maybe some from tropical storms, and also too the island is 21 miles from north to south and 6 miles from east to west. Very tiny island.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
Was landing there just like crazy? You flew into Barbados, right?
so my trek on Sunday, October 2nd was Greensboro to Charlotte to Miami. Stayed the night in Miami. Shout out free Marriott nights. Then flew from Miami to Barbados. It's like 3.5 hour flight over straight water and random islands.
That's cool. Like you're almost in South America in Barbados.
Yes, 100%. Like you're as close. You're Miami to Cuba, pretty much from Barbados to South America. I don't know if it's Chile. I can't remember which part of South America it's almost closest to. But
Well, tell us about it, man. Was it awesome?
it was great. We stayed at an all-inclusive resort. We stayed at Sandals.
Mm.
Anything you could want there. I and Joey will appreciate this. I've never craved a Bud Light more than my life because they didn't have any. They have
Yeah.
Banks, their beer that they brew in Barbados. So that's like their domestic beer. But you could pretty much get any.
Was it not a light lager? Most of those island beers are light lagers.
It was a lot lager, but it's one of those things like you had so much during the wedding, like you just craved what a beer. You just craved it.
Oh yeah.
I saw your notes. The best thing I drank was probably a Caribbean mule. It was a Moscow mule, island style. It was pineapple juice, coconut rum, and a little bit of lime juice, and it was just and top of ginger beer.
I was going to say, if you didn't have rum and you were in Barbados, like you didn't do it right, because
I
that's
did
like where rum was first
exactly.
made.
So, like the oldest rum factory in the world is in Mount Gay, which is part of Barbados. I did bring a bottle back that I tried. It's finished in American whiskey, bourbon, and cognac barrels.
Oh man, I bet that's rich.
Doesn't even taste like rum. It tastes like a bourbon. So I was like, okay, I'm bringing this back home. Best thing I ate. There was this Asian fusion restaurant at on site that was awesome. But we had a lunch on we did a snorkeling catamaran ride, and they had this Barbados style fried chicken and then rice and beans, and like the gravy with the rice and beans was awesome. So that's probably
cool.
That's probably the best thing I ate.
Were you at the resort for the most of the time? You didn't go really anywhere else?
We did 2 excursions. We did the snorkeling and catamaran ride, and then a tour of the island. So we went and saw a bunch of different things. Saw George Washington's house. She's one of the first people to be in Barbados. And then Rihanna's from
I
Barbados.
was getting ready to say,
We
was
saw her childhood
Rihanna there?
Saw her childhood home. Also, too, if anybody watches Outer Banks, when they're in Bahamas, they're actually in Barbados. So
Did not know that.
we saw Ward Cameron's house, so the house on LBX 3 and 4, whichever season. The Cameron house in the Bahamas, I saw it in Barbados.
There's only been 2 seasons, but we'll
There's only 2 seasons? I thought there's 3.
Call him out, Joey. Call him out.
Good. Okay, I thought there was 3 seasons.
I think it's 2.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Sarah Cameron did.
I also read that LL Cool J is from there.
I don't know.
Huh.
I
buy it.
Ton of Brits, ton of English folk there. Obviously, because it used to be I guess owned by England or whatever.
Yeah. It's an independent island now.
Yes, it's an independent island now. But they still, they said a lot of things that were British terms, so it makes sense. They drive on the wrong side of the road, so they have a lot of characteristics. It's great. I already told Joey about my struggles of getting back. I saw your note that I watched the Bengals game, watched the whole Bengals game on Sunday night.
Tough loss there.
Tough loss. All 3 losses are by 3 points, I guess, or a touchdown. So could be 5-0, but we're 2-3. Anyway, watching it, end of the game, Justin Tucker never misses field goals. Boom, wins. Getting ready to go to bed, American Airlines, and I'll just go straight into who burned my bacon while I'm telling the story. American Airlines shoots out a text message. Your flight has been delayed to 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., within 10 seconds of one another. My flight out on Monday is at 8 a.m. I see that I'm delayed, so I go straight to Miami. Departures look at the flight in to Miami Sunday night has delayed. It's going to take off Monday at 11:30. That's the plane I'm coming back on. Don't get out of the island until 4 o'clock the next day. I miss my connecting flight from Miami to Greensboro. I'm not getting home Monday night. I go do the spiel. I get my vouchers. I stay the night. Shout out Marriott. And I fly Tuesday morning. We didn't plan on being out Tuesday. We go from Miami to Dallas, Dallas to Greensboro. I get home at like 5 o'clock on Tuesday. Burned my bacon, and it was not.
That is rough.
Not a mechanical issue, folks. It was a crew issue. Somebody didn't show up, didn't have enough crew to go off. That's completely unacceptable.
I would much rather them tell me that than like there's something wrong with the plane.
And it happens a lot. They don't take off if the air is not working. And when they say
so American Airlines burn your bacon, then is what you're telling me, or is this the flight attendant / crew burn your bacon? Which one?
Just American Airlines as a whole, because I haven't told you this part yet, because I know big points guy. We're big points guys here. I send a complaint at American, asking for 2 free travel vouchers because I lost a day of wages. I had to pay an extra day of daycare for my dog, and then I had to pay an extra day of parking in the airport. So, first world problems, blah, 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 stuck in a third world country.
25,000 points is my guess.
2,500. I've sent another complaint.
Dude, you could have got so much more. Like,
I've sent another complaint in. 2,500.
Get on the phone with somebody.
That's not even enough for like $25 on a flight.
That's not enough for those biscotti cookies they give out.
Yeah, which are bomb, by the way. They're so good.
They're great. But yeah, so there you go. That's my burn my bacon, and that's the end of my whole trip. Great time. But we're back to reality. People have asked me how married life is. Feels like an average Thursday night to me. Nothing really.
Yeah, look, it sure looks it.
You just have
You're just legally now. It's more expensive because you're legally now married and you gave half your life away.
Exactly. Shout out to the clergy. He sent in the marriage license, insured it, and sent it certified mail. I mean, what a guy!
Above and beyond, and he did a good job as well.
I think that's a part of the duties.
He did a great job.
He did a good job as well.
He did a great job.
I can't wait to see the video. We still haven't seen any video.
He gave you a hey size shout out right away. So that was the best part.
He did. He said he's already broken down film and it's on Huddle. So,
who's got you said
Pam has film, right? Jordan.
I was getting ready to say Joey. I almost said her name, but I didn't say her name, and then you said her name.
Oh, it's fine. She didn't say anything. Only the clergy said something.
Oh, okay.
Buffalo Mom is what I refer to her as. Buffalo Mom.
Hey, that's a good one. Maybe we should start referring her to that as that.
We should have our We should have the full video here pretty soon, but we took a badass photo if you haven't seen that too. Joe, the black and white Godfather photo.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
You
Everybody's got
like
their
that
hand
idea?
on
Didn't you?
you.
I think that was my idea. I'm taking credit for that one.
Joey had the best stuff, man. What was it, Blue Steel? He had the best Blue Steel look, or whatever
Oh
it's called,
yeah.
the best model look
Oh,
on there.
there it is a little bit right now, Joey. Yeah.
Yeah, he had it. Enough about me. What's going on with you guys?
I love hearing about your story of getting married, man.
This
Your
is only
honeymoon.
for
This
you, man.
is
We needed to catch
yeah,
up with you. We got nothing going
exactly.
on.
Yeah, Joey.
Um,
Of course, Joey went to another wedding, so we can
I
talk
did.
about
I
that.
did. Yeah.
So
Good.
we can talk about that a little bit too. He was in Hotlanta, Joey.
Yeah, we were up in Atlanta, a little small town about an hour north of Atlanta. Wedding was great. It was like on a farm, I guess is the best way to describe it to you guys. It was on 427 acres of land that some guy had purchased. And they had, I guess there was already some of the structures on the farm, but they turned one of the barns, we'll call it, into the wedding venue. And then the guy did a bunch of dirt moving and a bunch of just like, you guys could probably tell me better terms for this, but a bunch of just like work on the land to
Mm-hmm.
make it, a scenic view for people to, um, get married at. And day of, we actually went skeet shooting that morning on the property, which I'm not a gun guy, folks out
That's
there. I'm
cool.
sorry. I mean, I just don't do guns very well. I just don't like them.
I get
But
nervous around them.
I did get two skeet. I got two.
how
It
many
wasn't my
did
first.
father twins get?
Oh, he was great. He was probably, I had him as being number two, probably behind the one guy who was a military guy.
I could see him out there just ripping them.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Most people were good other than me and one other guy. We were not good. And that was only the third time I've actually shot skeet anyway. But I
So
just
you
don't.
got two out of how many? Like how many times you get to
Probably
do it?
we each got a case of bullets, I guess, right? Or shot shells. And
Yeah.
then each shell, I think there's 25 shots. But like we just would take three and go. So like the one thing about this shotgun that was unique to me, it was automatic. Like the other shotguns, you put two in, I've used. These were automatic, man. All three were in. If I wanted to fire 1, 2, 3 at the same skeet, I could.
That's what we need in this world, automatic shotguns.
Yeah, but so I just am not. I never liked guns, so I wasn't very good at it, to be honest with you guys. But
How was the kick? How was the back kick on it?
not bad at all. Not bad at all. Wasn't sore the next day or anything. But it was fun, man. It was nice seeing some of those guys. My one buddy, I was shocked he was so good. I just didn't think he'd be good at it. He was great. Everybody was very good other than me and this one other guy. But that was fun. And then they had Chick-fil-A for us for lunch. And we played some cornhole. And then it was the wedding time, man. And it was a beautiful wedding. And yeah, it was a long night. It was even like 30 minutes from our hotel. It was down in this valley. And it was great. We had a good time. I mean, I just was worn out. It wears you out, guys. That's the biggest thing.
Well,
And then
you had back to back too. I mean,
yeah. And then we stayed in Atlanta the next day and like did the aquarium, and we were just exhausted. I sat in bed and watched the Cowboys game. We went to Waffle House in downtown Atlanta, walked in Centennial Park for a little bit, and then we flew out the next morning back to Pittsburgh.
However,
you-
it's not
Go
my
ahead.
fault. I got engaged April 2nd, 2021. This engagement came like I think late last year, early this year. My
Yeah, I
wedding
think
had been
it was
planned
Valentine's Day of this year.
of this year. Joey had known about my wedding for almost a year, so
Yeah.
that's
This
pretty
was-
quick to plan a wedding.
Yeah, very. They just were ready to go, man. They were ready to go, and it was good. It was a good time. It was one of my good college friends, best college friends. There's three of us that were really, really tight in college, and so happy for him, man. So happy for him and his wife. And his wife, you'll love this. His wife was not living with him. They own a house together, but she would not move in with him until they got married.
I love that.
And the rehearsal dinner was great too in this little small town. So it was great. We had a good time. We really, really had a good time.
Hey, what's better, Chick-fil-A for lunch, or Chick-fil-A at 9 o'clock at?
Dude, I don't know. The Chick-fil-A. It was great having it at both. At Jordan's, he didn't mention this. He had late night Chick-fil-A sandwiches for everybody. So
Did you get it DoorDashed or something, or did you have somebody go pick
No,
it up?
Chick-fil-A delivers.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, the customer service at Chick-fil-A. Let's just go ahead.
How many
and say it.
sandwiches did y'all buy, Jordan?
Well, there was 84 attendees. 79 showed up. We bought 50 sandwiches.
Look at Jordan. He's
Were
like,
there
hey,
any
I
were there any
got
left
him.
over?
No, they were all gone. They're
Yeah.
all
Oh
gone.
yeah, I had one, and then I'm sure people took multiple as well.
Whatever. They were for the people.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a good time, man. I can't complain, guys. It's fun. I just get tired. I get exhausted. I probably don't eat well enough. That's my issue nowadays. So I need to focus on my my eating habits or something to get more energy on these weekends.
Yeah, how was your hangover this time?
It was there. I'll be honest with you. You just feel like crap the next day. I don't know, because I drank all day there too. Like we were shooting skeet. We didn't start drinking until after we shot skeet, obviously. Because that's a big no. But again, like there's the things like it is, but like I don't know those things, right? I don't know anything about gun safety. I was even uneasy about even loading the shotgun with shells. Like it's not something that my dad or mom ever had growing up, so I never had any interest in that stuff. So, but it was a good time. We had fun.
That's great. And you have another wedding this weekend.
Yeah,
if
tomorrow.
my memory.
My girlfriend's coworker is getting married. I just found out today. She's like, "Oh, it's at 1:00." Like, what?
On Friday?
Yes, like tomorrow at 1:00. She's like,
Just
well,
unbelievable.
Wedding, you can just come to the reception. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm at work. Like, what do you mean?
Lunch hour wedding reception. Love it.
Well, so the reception's not till 4 apparently. So
it's still in the middle of the day.
I know that's fine. Like, I'm like, I'll be there when I can get there at 5. I guess it's right in the middle of the Braves game, Jordan. That's my issue.
Question about that. Is this like a church, or is this like a wedding at a Catholic church, and then you got to go somewhere after the reception?
I'm not sure, man, because I literally, she had just told me this today. Yesterday, she drops the bomb. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm technically helping as their like day of coordinator," and I'm like, "What's going on here?" Wow. So I'm gonna do that Friday, and then Saturday she's working a wedding as well, and then so I'm here watching Hank. And then Sunday, I'm going to drive over to Fairport Harbor, which is just north of Cleveland, and hang out with my cousin and their 2 kids and my cousin's husband, who's the man. We're going to watch football on Sunday. So that's what's going on in my weekend.
If Joey's father-in-law, per se, was a stand-up guy, he would have got him tickets to the Phillies Braves games.
I was joking last night, like, let's go to Philly. Like, I should have stayed in Atlanta. That was the other thing. And I kind of planned this out that I would try to stay. But my buddy's wife who got married was not keen on me staying there the next night after their wedding. Because I did ask. I was like, hey, do you think I can crash at your... And I like...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but you know what, man? I got to try.
Shooter's got to shoot, man.
I let you crash in my hotel room on my wedding night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan had people in his hotel room until like 1 or 2 a.m.
We were up till 1 or 2 a.m.
Yeah, the party didn't stop.
Wedding season, man. Wow. Joey, 3 weeks in a row. Do you have any more weddings this year?
No, I don't. I was gonna have one more, but that one ended up not happening. Unfortunately, it's a bummer. But no, I think I'm out.
What is this? 5, 6?
My dad did just text me today though, and this is another concern of mine, guys. October of 2023, brother James is getting married, and he goes, where's my dad's text? October 14th, James. October 20th, Grant, which I don't think I'd be invited to Grant's. Maybe I would. He's a family friend. And then October 28th is a good family friend of ours. Garrett's sister is getting married, Jordan. You remember Garrett? You know Garrett. So there's the possibility of that month. At least my dad would be invited to all 3 of those. I know for sure. I bet I'm invited to 2 of those 3. So in October. So I'm like, what the hell, man?
How many this year? You started off with Lavinka?
Yeah, I think I probably went to 5 or 6 in the end of the day. I don't know. I try to put them in my phone.
Gosh.
Just so I like have some sort of memory, because I'll just forget.
I went to 3 so far, including mine.
Yeah. Let's see. This year,
better increase that wedding budget, Joey.
1 in March, 1 in April, 1 in July, 1 in September, 2 in October for me, or 3 in October.
3 in October.
Yeah.
Just
does it
unbelievable.
count if you didn't go to the ceremony, but only the reception? Does that still count?
That's a great question.
I would say, yeah. If you only go to the reception, you're still going to like a wedding function.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like typically the ceremony only lasts like 20 minutes or whatever, and then The rest of the time, it's really the reception.
Yeah,
But
so
you
it was
went.
seven this year. My girlfriend wants me to be married to her, so
But a few of those, though, you've had to be involved in all the activities too, like with
You were 3
Jordans
of
and.
them, right?
I was in 3 weddings. Yes.
So I think that's pretty unique. I think.
Yeah. I don't know. People know me. You guys know me. I just tell you to have a good time, man.
Hey, how
I care about the people I'm friends with. I'm not just like your fringe friend. I try
If
to.
you're looking for another groomsman, Joey O'Toole is available. Reach out to us at whynotus.media.
I've explained this to you guys. If you invite me to your wedding, I'm showing up. Like I don't
And
miss
you're gonna
weddings.
go hard.
Yeah.
You'll go
that
hard.
movie where that guy's trying to find a best man? It's got Paul Rudd in it.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Joey's your guy in that situation.
Yep. Yep.
Did the bride's dad give a welcome toast at this one last weekend, Joey? Because my father-in-law had plenty.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. He was rambling, dude. It was great, but he had like points.
I like to give another toast.
Well, he had like highlighted points and was just like hitting on him and just going off on tangents.
The clergy.
Wait, that's not the microphone. That's my beer. He's just grabbing the microphone.
Honestly, he spoke early on, but it was relatively quick. Honestly, yeah, it was Toll's brother who ended up doing a Matt Foley impersonation. That I'm telling you, his speech lasted 20 minutes. He had a costume change in his speech.
Oh really? Gosh, I love it. That is so good.
Was it good? Did it turn out?
It was great. It was great.
Okay.
Like a full-on skit, huh?
Yeah, it was. And he told us about it at the bachelor party. He was going to do it. And the funny thing is, Toll told us that his brother was probably going to do something theatrical in his speech, and sure enough, he did.
That is so good, man. That is so good.
Like he knows his brother so well.
Is there going to be some video of that somewhere?
I'm sure there will be at some point. Yeah. You'll
if we can track that down, that'd be great.
Joey, I'll send you a copy of yours. They recorded. They set up lights and a camera, and
good.
They had all kinds of angles of Joey.
I'd love to see it. Please. Yeah, I did. I practiced it and I took it seriously. So
I bet you crushed your speech. I'm looking forward to hearing it too.
Yeah, I thought. Like I said,
know you put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, that's. I literally was telling Jordan this on the call earlier. Like he's got such a good memory, and his memory is so much better than mine, and he just remembers a lot of things. And I'm always jealous of people that have like good memories, because I have a good memory, but like I just can't recall things as much as I want to. Right? Like it's almost like I want to like write in my diary at the end of each day to like revisit things in my life, and I'm not that good at it. That remembering. So that's what I had to like really pull on something. I was like, man, let's think of some times that Jordan and I really had a good time, and because we've had tons of good times together. Jordan and I have. I mean, we spent many nights in hotel rooms together, on the road for basketball.
Sometimes in the same bed when we got upgraded to a king.
Ayo.
So, yeah, I mean, it was years you and I were there. I mean,
Jones, one of those stories was me walking like 4 miles in a snowstorm, only to find out we were in a dry county to get beer.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought I walked over the county line, but apparently I had like another 2 miles.
We were in North Carolina.
We're in North Carolina, yeah. Shelby County.
There's dry counties in North Carolina.
Yeah, I guess Shelby County's Shelby County's dry or whatever. Wherever Bowling Springs, North Carolina's at, it's dry.
Yeah.
Kentucky, we have a bunch of dry counties, but we have moist counties. I know that's not a good word to say for some people, but the county is dry, but the city, like the main city or whatever in the county, is wet. Yeah. So Pike County is technically still a dry county, which is kind of just odd to me.
Sorry to interrupt you guys real quick. It's still 0-0 and almost halftime of this Thursday night game. I don't feel bad for Al Michaels, but I feel bad for Al Michaels. He shouldn't be calling. This is not what he signed up for. This bullshit. Like he shouldn't be calling these football games.
Should we switch over and just start doing a live feed of us watching the football game?
I mean, it's 0.
No.
I try telling people I think it's a QB epidemic right now in the NFL. Like I mean, it's 3-0 now. The Redskins just get the field goal, but sorry, he shouldn't be calling that stuff, man. And Joey Sly with the field goal. Go Hokies.
I think the Jets might be okay at football this year.
Jones, they're winning football games.
They're winning football games.
Hey,
it's good to
Zach
see.
got that dog in him.
Who they got this weekend? The Packers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Gotta go to
Packers
the Lambeau.
1:00 on Sunday, I do believe.
Packers are laying like 7 or something like that too.
7.5. 7.5.
Yeah, I
But,
might
all right,
actually
what's
be able to watch that game. What's next? So I was thinking about this earlier, Jordan being in Barbados, and I was, we're in Black Mountain right now in North Carolina, sitting out on the front porch, and I was like, you know what? If we could jump on a plane today and go somewhere, where would we go? And like, money is not a problem. You get on a plane, you go, you spend a week somewhere. Where would that be for you guys? And then I'll tell you where mine is.
Give me just a second. I gotta remember what this place is called.
I mean, I've got no. Well, it's gonna be. That's not. That's no. I can't go there.
So you're gonna check out. You're gonna be gone for a week, and tomorrow you can leave, and money is no issue. You're gonna fly first class, even, huh?
I would go back in time. That's what I would do. But it was gonna get sentimental.
Going back in time is
Gonna get
not,
sentimental on you guys. It's not that appropriate for this.
That's not an option for this segment.
Too sappy. I don't know, man. I mean, there's always things I've wanted to go do. Like I've wanted to go to Ireland. Like I've wanted to go to Spain. I've never been to Spain. I've been to Europe. Those places. I don't know, dude. If there's like one thing, as I've gotten older, it sounds terrible. I've just gotten so jaded. I'm like, fuck, I don't really give a shit where I go.
I want to go to downtown Pittsburgh and hang out.
Yeah.
Go to that taco place that Jones talks about.
I'm very thankful for all the things I've been able to do. That's the other thing, right? I've been able to go a lot of places, see a lot of things.
I don't know Fiji.
Fiji, yeah, that's like the new
like one of those overwater bungalows in Fiji.
That'd be cool.
I don't know, Jones. I don't know, man.
Would you do? All right, let's do this. Would you do?
There's like a lot of places. There's a lot of places I would go. Is my point.
Would you do something tropical or do something, something else, something more mountainous?
Yeah, I do that. Here's the thing with me, man. I just would want to go with people that I care about and want to spend time with. Like that's really the most important thing to me. It doesn't really matter where it is.
Yeah,
it's just more about who I'm with and the people that I get to spend the time with is the most important thing to me.
That's a good way to look at it.
It doesn't really matter to me where that is. It's just as long as I get to be with those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Like what makes the experience, I'm sure it's great to go to all those places, but like it's not really important to me personally where that is. It's who I'm with, whether that be my girlfriend, my dog, my family, my friends, you guys. Like that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah, I think mine. I've never been to Hawaii, and I always have been interested in Hawaii. Just have never had the opportunity to go because you get like the beach, but also like the mountains too. There's a lot of good hiking and things like that to do there. So, yeah. I was thinking about that earlier. Just like put me in Hawaii right now for a few weeks.
Love it.
Actually, for probably just like a week. Like beyond a week, I start to get antsy about like being back. Do y'all do the same thing, or are you like good? Like keep me on vacation.
I just don't want to be at work. So
anywhere with work. I start getting antsy at like the 5th or 6th day. I'm like,
you obviously have a kid. Like Joey and I don't. So like, I miss my dog and cat. Like, but I wasn't like missing anything else. I wasn't at work.
Exactly.
What did you do about being back a day later? Did you just ask for another day off, or what?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm gonna put it in. Am I gonna put the PTO in? I don't know.
He was working remotely.
I did some work on my phone in the airport, so technically I did put in some hours. So
you can do your kind of work anywhere, man. If you got a cell phone, laptop, you can do it anywhere you want to do it, dude.
Yeah. I just happen to work for a very old school mindset company. So
that's true. We got to change that. We got to go in there and disrupt that place. All right, let's move on to our great ideas that are bad ideas. Last week I had the poop app idea, Jordan, and so far the poop app. So you download this app while you're, and you only use it when you're pooping. Your toiletries on there. You got a little shop. It's only for the bathroom. You got little games to play. You can even track your digestive. How you're,
Does it have a part where it tells you what bathrooms have been recently cleaned?
That's
So
another. That's a good one.
Add to it.
Can also, here's another one. Tracks rest areas, because when you go on Waze or something like that, it's really hard to find the rest areas or Google Maps. But anyways, that was last week's. We've already had like 10 investors contact us. It's been ridiculous.
The reception to it's been unbelievable.
Yeah. And then Joey's idea with the wedding restaurant and then the bacon grab. So far, we've raised about $5 million. We're going to need more.
Oh.
So, But anyways, Joey, you had some in the bank that you were going to share. Do you have do you have them this week?
Yeah, and then here's the thing with some of these ones I've come up with. I think they are.
They're all restaurants.
No, this one is more like public transportation related, right?
Oh, okay.
So I take the bus to work sometimes during the week, and it stops every single time, right? And it just makes the travel longer, right? Like someone pulls the arrow, presses the button, or someone's waiting at stop. Even if they don't need the bus, right? It could be someone's waiting for another bus, right? So I got to thinking, how can we expedite this process? And the only thing I can come up with is adding some sort of exit to the bus, and while the bus is still in motion, that you would use.
Ooh.
So, there's obviously some legal hurdles to get through, but I think there should be some sort of slide on a bus that you can exit. Now, getting on the bus, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but because you can't really climb up a slide. But maybe the bus slows down and people hop on. I don't know, man. I haven't figured out the ways to
Here's what I'm thinking.
I haven't figured out the handicap able people. There's certain kinks to work out, but every bus needs a slide to exit from, so you don't have to stop and start and wait millions of times. I'm trying to get home, right? It's 4:30. I want to be home by 4:45. Usually don't get home till 5:15 because of the bus and all these stops it's making. So, adding some sort of slide to the bus, I think would be great for people to exit from.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Joey. And also, what I've been thinking about when you were talking about this is having some sort of second thing. It's attached to the bus on the side of it. It's not necessarily something you would get in and slide down or whatever, but it's comes up closer to your stop, attaches to the bus. You get in it, and then at a certain point, it detaches from the bus. And then when you get to your checkpoint, you're good. It detaches. And
exactly. No, that's another great way to do it, right? You're in your own individual pod, more or less.
Right.
So yeah, no.
So there's a little checkpoint. It's hey, we're gonna pick up this little thing.
Yeah, no, and it can be magnetized or something. I just don't know why it hasn't thought of before, or why it hasn't been done. It would just really expedite a lot of processes. I think it'd save the taxpayers a lot of dollars. I don't know. I'm trying to
major innovation here.
Yeah, 100%.
Major.
So.
I'd say Armstrong is somebody we should probably talk to about this.
He might be able to help us out. You're exactly right. He's a big transportation.
He's a transportation tech guy. What are we talking about here? Let's call him.
It's a great idea. So, but it's also a terrible idea as we.
This one, there's legs to it though.
There's legs with this one. Yeah.
There's legs. We gotta think it through. We need cash. Okay, if you got cash, send us an email. Go to or fill out the form on our website. Go to whynotus.media, and you can send it there. Except PayPal, Venmo, checks are the best, or cash actually. Duffel bags full of cash.
Crypto.
Yeah, we'll take crypto. We'll take Bitcoin, Ethereum, just whatever you got. We'll take
Jordan
it.
said his company's going to start paying people in Bitcoin.
Really? I was going for an old school company that you worked for. I was going to say that's innovative.
That's another great idea. It's a bad idea. Getting your paycheck in cryptocurrency.
Some people would probably prefer that.
Can you imagine a $6 billion company with 20-some thousand employees paying in Bitcoin?
I mean, that might be the future of how people get paid in some of
Yeah.
these companies.
I think it was, and now it's not anymore. I think that's again the great idea. It was a bad idea. People should not real. But all right,
All
yeah,
right.
there's
Joey,
that for us,
freaking
guys.
love it. And I think this segment is great, by the way. All right, moving on. Fun facts. Did you know I'm currently watching Blank on Netflix or whatever platform, or you just watched it, and then you may have started another one, but you just finished it or you're currently watching it. I'll start. So Kelly and I binge watched the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix, the documentary, and then we started the actual series. So they have two. There's one that's a documentary. We wanted to start with that one just to get the story and see all the real stuff that happened, and then watch the story that they wrote. And that guy was freaking nuts. Have you guys seen that?
It's on my list, man.
That's
Oh my gosh.
That's what I just finished. That's my.
And we had just finished also before that the John Gacy series, which is
That's
just
my
as
favorite
bad.
serial killer of all time, John Wayne Gacy.
He is.
It went for decades. He went for decades.
Yeah, decades, and there was 27 or 30 people underneath his house. He had a cemetery underneath his house, and nobody knew about it.
And he covered the slope with limestone. But he also was like a carpenter. So he built all these little nooks and crannies to hide people in his house.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was a sick, sick individual. And the things that he did are just absolutely disgusting. He was a cannibal. I mean, he was eating some of the parts, human bodies. Anywho, Joe, if you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, no, it's on my list literally because my Did You Know was gonna be. I just literally started it and finished it at work today, and then finished it right before this started. I just watched The Redeem Team on Netflix.
Is that good?
I've got
big basketball guy. Yeah, I just it's a little bit nostalgic because I love the Olympics. So I forgot even how important Kobe was to it. I mean, I'm not gonna give away anything if you guys didn't watch it. Then I was watching.
I've seen 5 minutes of it, and
I watched
got distracted.
I watched probably every single one of those games, right? And that's I talk about my memory's not great, but I'm trying to remember where I was when I watched that championship game. I think I was in New Jersey, but yeah. I mean, I love that stuff. That stuff's great.
City for sure.
What's that?
You were in Atlantic City for sure.
I think I was in Manasquan, New Jersey, but that's a different story for a different day. But yeah, I just finished watching it. Highly recommend.
Was it as good as the Dream Team or better?
Oh, sorry.
That documentary, Jordan.
Yeah, was it?
I don't know if I watched that one yet. It was more relatable for myself, right? I was 4, I think, when the team was going. I didn't really watch the Dream Team, those guys. I mean, I did, but I didn't, right? My memory's not that strong of those guys since I was so young. But all these guys, we watched them all, I forgot even Coach K had a couple of his guys. He had Boozer on the team for a while. He had Battier. It was cool to see the evolution of how they grew to respect Coach K, because initially I don't think they thought he was a good hire. Like LeBron, Wade, Melo, they were like, wow. What's that?
They fell in love with him.
Yeah. And they fell in love with him because he keeps it real, more or less. And I've always had a love-hate relationship with Coach K. I know, Jordan, you've loved him your whole life, but because you're a big Duke guy. But it was cool. It was cool to see guys buy in, right? That's the one thing that I miss about, and I say this in general about life, guys. I'm struggling to find things I want to buy into, right? That's what happens when people buy in, when people get on the same page. People are going for a common goal. You see it sure, they struggled initially, and even they lost I forgot they lost in 06 initially in the semis. Then in 07 they win to qualify, and in 08 they win the gold medal. It's I want to buy into something, you know what I'm saying? I want to find something in life I can sink my teeth into and buy into and have fun with and enjoy, and like I do with this, guys. I enjoy this, and
I was going to say the podcast. I thought that was it, but guess not, Joey.
This is a hobby.
I'm just kidding.
Right?
We talked about the Kobe. Did it hit hard on how good Melo was?
It did not talk about Melo much, I'll be honest with you, man.
I don't get that because Melo was so big.
Oh, and he's always been so good. That game, that international game fits him so well, but they talk to him a lot. He has a lot of parts in it where he talks, but they don't talk about or single out Carmelo as much. They single out LeBron. They single out Kobe. those guys. Because I mean, like Darren Williams was on the team, Chris Paul, like freaking Howard. What's the fuck is his first name? Dwight Howard was on the team. Michael Redd's on the team. It's great, man. I really enjoyed it. It's something that kind of hit home for me, and I enjoyed watching and stirred up a little bit of emotion for me in the regards. Like I said, guys, I'm like, man, I want something to sink my teeth into, and like, because you watch them, they buy in. Like, they have Coach K like sells them on a lot of things, right? That's how a team does it. Like, that's how a team wins. That's how a team grows. That's how a team works.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't always end in a gold medal, right? But like, you have one single goal and path in mind, and you do it. It was cool to watch. So
yeah, when I flipped it on, like 5 minutes in, it's like it starts off with like an interview with Kobe or something like that. And I was just like, I just cannot believe that Kobe is not with us anymore.
Yeah, that's the other thing, Jones. I'm like, man,
I just can't believe it.
Kobe would have been a hell of a basketball coach. I think Kobe would have been a hell of a
hell
Team
of a lot of things,
He was a good
and I know they do hit on a bunch of him being a loner, Jordan. That's the other thing. Like, they talk about how he didn't have any friends in the NBA. Like, he was just Kobe. And then he comes to Team USA, and like, he became likable. Like, the second chapter of his career. It was what Bill Plaschke put it as. But yeah, sorry, I can go on and on about stuff like that, guys. So
no, that is a good point, because like 99 through like 06, like Kobe had nobody. Him and Shaq hated each other. They won what, 3 championships in a row or whatever.
yeah,
Like, he had no one. And then you are right, that 08 Olympic team, like,
well, that's what they talk about. Like, I've forgotten that, like, and I just was so young at that point, right? I mean, I guess in the 99 to 06 range, right? I'm like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm not like watching the NBA, but I'm not like fully grasping what's going on,
because he's like in the league at what, 96, 95, 96, his rookie year.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So like for like a 10-year period there, it's like Kobe was just doing his own thing.
Yeah. So that was mine. So, and Jordan sound like the same, right?
Mine was Dahmer. It's funny, we talked about this. Jess and I were talking. That's mentioned in my baby book. So like, when you have these little baby books, you write down like what's going on in current events. And so Dahmer was captured. I was born on July 29th, 1991. Dahmer was captured July 19th. So like 10 days before I was born. And then I think like within a week or two of that, Magic Johnson came out and said he had AIDS. So like that's written on my baby book. And then I think Desert Storm, like starting up, was that. So that's like the 3 current events.
Cool.
Like in my baby book. So the Dahmer thing, as this whole country, actually the whole world, we're all obsessed with serial killers. So like Netflix has done a great job. They had was it Richard Rodriguez, the Night Stalker, they did this year.
Oh yeah.
Gacy documentary they've done, which actually Peacock's done one. I think Netflix has one. And then they had the Ted Bundy tapes, and Ted Bundy
saw that one
with Zach.
That was a long one. That was like 4 or 5 seasons or something like that.
Like the Ted
Bundy, yeah.
And then Zac Efron was Ted Bundy in the movie. That was great.
Oh, I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, that one's phenomenal. And then the Dahmer one was great. And then what I started The Bear on Hulu, an FX series.
What is that one about?
It's about, so if you watch, so Shameless, so it's Lip. Lip's the star of the show in Chicago. In Chicago, ironically enough, and he's a chef in an Italian beef store.
That's kind of cool.
It's a good show, Jones. I've watched it as well already. It's on FX, but on Hulu. And
don't have Hulu. Gonna have to steal a password from somebody.
Working in the food service industry just kind of stirred up little things for me, so it was kind of neat. So,
but that's another thing that's on my list to watch is The Watcher on Netflix. Apparently, it's this house up in the Northeast, I think, that someone bought. This family bought it. And like within like a couple of weeks of them living in the house, they were getting letters in the mail signed The Watcher, and was describing like things going on in the house that there was no visual point that someone could see. It took them forever to sell it.
Joey's out.
Yeah, no.
So that's on my next to watch.
Hard out.
Joey, do you have anybody burn your bacon this week?
Nobody in particular. I mean, I could go on, but no, I'm good.
I think my bacon's pretty solid too. 2 weeks in a row. I can't think of something where I was like,
Bad.
dang,
Well,
that really
my thing
sucked.
is too. I need to like write one down because I probably could have one every day. But
Yeah, there's things that we could look at. We get busy through the week, and then it's like, hey, do you guys want to record the pod? It's like 7 o'clock, we're recording
yeah,
in 2 hours. Then you can't remember all the stuff that happened 6 days ago. You know what I mean?
right. I know.
All right. So that brings us to super high five, gentlemen. I think we're making some good time here. So our super high five this week is going to be Halloween movies. So top 5 Halloween movies. We're going to stick with the theme. Last week we did Halloween Candy. Mine was Crybabies at number 1. Jordan, do you remember the sour Crybaby?
Yeah,
Little
wow.
bubblegum?
I'm shocked
Joey
that
didn't remember
was
that one.
one.
You
I
couldn't
looked them
really
up and I
find
do
it. It was
remember
a
them.
thing.
Now that I looked them up, by the way, I do remember.
You did?
Yeah.
So it was hard to find. If you found the house that had them, it was like, dang, I got to go there. But I was telling Joey too, like how we trick or treated, like in Hayside, was like so different than like you would in a neighborhood because you had to like get in your car and like drive around, jump out, jump back in, drive.
Best
It
place
wasn't like
it was Johnny Gregg's gas station. You could just pick out anything in the store and he let you have it.
into the convenience, go into the convenience
Yeah,
store, just like
Johnny
rake.
Gregg's gas station. Him and my dad were big buddies.
That's great.
You just went in the store. You could pick out anything from a soda pop to a bag of chips, candy bar. I mean, anything.
I think that Jordan should go first
Oh
since
God!
he skipped last week.
All right.
We were also hoping that you might just like jump on. Also, by the way, last week.
I thought about texting you and saying, "Hey, we're filming it now," and I was like, "Dude, I'm not bothering this guy on his honeymoon."
Yeah, that probably wouldn't have went well. Let's see. Number 5. That's a tough one.
I promise you, he's not looking at him through his glasses on the fucking screen right now.
Yeah, can you see?
I'm gonna
We
zoom
can
in and
see.
see.
All right.
He's googling Halloween movies right now. I'm gonna pick 5 that he sees.
So number 5, Phantom of the Megaplex, the Disney Channel original movie.
Hell yeah.
Number 4, The Conjuring. That was pretty messed up. Which I don't know if that's a Halloween. Here's the thing: is that to be Halloween themed? When it's
No, not
scary
necessarily.
movie.
Just like if it was released around Halloween or
Okay.
like, scary movie.
I'll take that off because it probably wasn't released on Halloween. Number 4, Halloween Town 3. Number
I don't even remember
3,
that.
Halloween Town 2. Number 2, Hocus Pocus. Number 1, the original Halloween Town.
Okay.
Okay.
Jones, 4 of those were They were Disney Channel original movies.
Were those released like when we were younger?
Yes.
Some
Yeah.
of them I didn't recognize.
Halloween Town 1 and 2 were. 1 was way young. 2 was probably within the past 10 years, as was 3.
Yeah, I gotta look those
I
up.
think Hocus Pocus was like a Disney movie, not a Disney Channel movie.
Well, Hocus Pocus 2 just got released.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to watch that one this weekend, I think, actually.
Emily watched on the plane.
Nice. I'll go, Joey, if that's all right with you.
Oh yeah, I'm going last. Trust me. Yeah.
You sure?
Oh,
I had a hard time with this too, by the way. All right. And I'm still trying to decide. I didn't number these. I just wrote them down and I was like, I'll figure it out later. Forgot. Number 5, I'm going to go with a scary movie. I'm going to go with Shining. No? Yes.
I can't do scary, man. I'm a wuss.
I'm not like a big
Twilight
scary
movie.
movie guy, but that one I really enjoyed that one, and I watched it later in life too, like when I was an adult. I didn't watch it when I was younger. Like it. Number 4, I'm going to go with a scary movie.
Oh,
A scary movie. That's the name.
I was
of the
like,
movie.
what? I got it.
yeah.
So hilarious movie.
Yeah, I don't what I'm about to
What
watch.
is that?
I think I'm on my wife's laptop, and one of her reality TV shows apparently just started up on Hulu.
Okay, is it Real Housewives? Kelly's watching that right
90
now.
Day Fiance.
Okay. 3, I'm gonna go with Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, Halloween.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Give me
that-
that one.
that's
Oh,
on
yeah.
like a sexy theme, Joey. All those girls are trying to bone Edward Scissorhands. So
2, I'm gonna go with the friendly ghost, Casper.
Casper, yeah.
Love Casper, man. Used to love that movie.
Yep.
I would watch it over and over and over.
I
I
love Casper
really,
too. Yeah.
yeah, loved it. And one, Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. I
I'm
was actually,
curious.
I'm
I
not
left
trying to cut
off
you off
on
here,
that
Jez.
movie.
I was shocked no one said like the Addams Family or
I
Beetlejuice.
was close to saying like Beetlejuice, but
Or you could
yeah.
have thrown like any of the Michael Myers movies, Chucky, Saw. I don't know. Those are things that all like. I know all those aren't like Halloween related, but I
A
mean they're all like.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I forgot about that one.
Freddy Krueger. Yeah, that's a
Which
good
one,
one.
Jordan?
A
What
Nightmare
about
Before Christmas?
Was that a
what's the
Halloween?
one?
Yeah.
What's the one with Ernest? Ernest
Ernest
something.
Saves Halloween, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
What's the
Yeah,
one
there
that
you go.
what's the one that Adam Sandler just did last year that was hilarious that I thought?
Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, Hubie Halloween.
That was pretty good too.
I gotta watch that one. Is it on
Oh,
Netflix?
you got Jones. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
watch
haven't
it.
seen it.
One, yeah.
All right. Well, for my high five, Jones wouldn't let me do this high five, so I'm doing it anyway. I wanted my high five to be.
I didn't say you couldn't do it. I was just like, I'm not doing it.
My high five was sexiest women's costumes for Halloween. So number 5, Little Red Riding Hood. That's my number 5. Number 4 is a nun. Number 3.
Wait a second. 4 is a nun?
A nun, a sexy nun. Number 3 is the sexy doctor. Number 2
I'll give you that
is
one.
the doctor's assistant, the nurse. And number 1 is the teacher. And then my honorable mention was Britney Spears.
Okay.
I think back to my collegiate days, guys, and this is what I kept. You see all those girls running around, and those were my top 5. High five. Sexy Halloween costumes for women.
Oh.
I
Number
will
4
say I
got me,
loved when we
dude.
went out in Blacksburg around Halloween. When we go
What's
out
that, bud?
I loved when we went out in Blacksburg on South.
Oh yeah, these kids, they don't wear any clothes now, and I swear they wore clothes when I was in school. But that's what I was joking around with Jones as we texted, and I was like, Jones, let's do something fun. So I said, screw it, I'm doing it, and I came up with my high five of sexy Halloween costumes.
Joey, I will cut this out for you, and we will post it before Halloween. Okay. I've got a few videos for us to work on. Our debacle on the volume deal last week. I've got to get a video of that whole thing. Because
Unbelievable.
here's the deal, Jordan. On the recording, Joey's voice is still there. Like the audio is still there, obviously, because it was just my laptop that was muted. So the whole thing is going to be hilarious when I get it done.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, so folks, that's what happened. I wanted to do something like that. Jones said no, but I said screw it.
Hey, I didn't say you couldn't do
And
it. I
he
was just
wouldn't
like,
do it.
there's just no way I can.
I could have done 5, but I mean,
I think Jordan would have come up with some creative stuff too.
yeah. Halloween was awesome in college.
Joey, I know you don't have 5 movies, but let's talk movies real quick. What would you pick as your like number 1?
I was it's funny, Jordan talked about Halloween Town 1, 2, and 3. I was a big Halloween Town guy, Jones. I like that movie a lot as a
Big
kid.
Disney guy here. Big
Yeah,
Disney
no,
guy.
I watched every single Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah.
We joked about Phantom of the Opera as well when Jordan and I were talking on the phone earlier. Even though it's not like Halloween-ish. You guys named them. Those are the things. I didn't like any scary movies, so like, that Saw stuff, that stuff, like, sure, it's not Halloween-ish, but like, Hocus Pocus would have been on my list. Casper, I completely forgot about until you mentioned it.
I did some Googling before. I was like, I need to look at top Halloween movies of all time. And then I was like, okay.
Hubie Halloween.
And that's why I joked about Hubie Halloween.
Ernest Saves Halloween.
It's freaking hilarious. I love Hubie Halloween. I didn't look up enough good ones, but I could even got more creative with the costumes as well that I like to see on women, the sexy costumes.
Number 4, just that's the best.
The sexy nun, man. Come on.
Hey, Joey, I got a movie reference for us. So you said
boy.
you're talking about sexy nurses, which made me think about this, as well as you had to be there moments. Run Around Sue came on during the wedding reception, and the clergy comes dancing over to him, and he's like, name this movie. I was like, Little Big League. So he texted his brother and goes, Name the movie the Run Around Sue's filmed in. Brother comes back immediately. Little Big League. And then we were talking about that. But Joey mentioned Nurses. Do you remember the movie they were watching in the hotel room on that?
Yep.
Naughty Nurses from what?
Yep.
You
Yep.
remember that?
I remember.
Yeah, Naughty Nurses from Jersey.
That is like one of the best movies.
Little Big League's awesome.
I used to watch that one over and over too as a kid.
We played Run Around Sue. The DJ played that at the reception.
Did you prefer Little Big League or Rookie of the Year?
Little Big League over Rookie of the Year, in my opinion.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It had more baseball aspects to that. It actually had real baseball players in it.
that's true.
I just looked up a couple. Scream was another one that we could have said probably for Halloween movies.
Yeah, I thought about Scream too.
That's one that I just.
That's why I threw Scary Movie in there because I think they make fun of Scream in Scary Movie.
They do.
Oh, The Haunted Mansion was a Disney movie too. That wasn't a Disney original, but it was a Disney movie with Eddie Murphy in it. Jordan, that's another one. But yeah, no, I thought that'd be.
Way back, I just got this memory of Scream. Like, you could buy those masks. Like, it was when it first came out, and you could squeeze this little bulb, and like blood would come down the mask or whatever. I was wearing one of those masks at school, and I sneezed in it, and like snot and like all this stuff came out into the mask. It was disgusting.
You talk about school real quick. I'll tell you one story. All the seniors every year dressed up as for Halloween. That was like your treat to be a senior. And I can't tell you what I dressed up as, but maybe that'd be culturally appropriate nowadays. But you guys laugh, but I will never forget. I was like a sophomore, and two guys dressed up as XY and XX chromosomes in these white jumpsuits, and would like run around the hallways and like meet each other and like come together. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, it was like these guys also had their own like local TV channel show as well. And I think I mentioned them earlier, but they were XX and XY, and it spray painted that on there, and they were sperm.
What are they doing?
That is so funny. Yeah, what are they doing?
What are they doing these days?
Dude, I don't know. I can't remember. The one guy's name is Nick. I'll never forget it because he and I were in a class together.
I thought you were going to say the one guy's name is Rhett, and the other one's Link. You guys know Rhett and Link?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Was it Nick Scuba?
No.
Was it Fat Perez?
It was hilarious, man. I'll never forget it because the guys were so creative, especially because I watched their local. You remember you had your local TV channel, right? That had your local.
We did, like, sure.
I don't know what it was called, but it was like literally just had this local crap on it, like nothing. Sometimes it was just a screen half the time, like just would have announcements on it. Like, I guess it was broadcast local TV. I don't know. I'm missing up the words probably, but yeah, man. And they did the gallon challenge too, Jordan, which brings me to what we now need to do, and we need to get that on the schedule.
Okay.
So,
he's back. I say we do it next week.
We
should have done it for episode 10 because that was a special moment, but it was just me and Joey. We couldn't.
We need to give him a little bit of time. We can't just spring this on him. So
yeah, he's gonna have.
I think offline we'll talk about a date, and we'll have it. I think it needs to be in early November. So
one last thing on the sexy costumes. It's more of a couple costume these days. But what about Wendy Peppercorn?
Ooh, yes, Squints and Wendy.
Yeah, you can make Wendy sexy.
Yeah.
Kelly and I are Stranger Things this year. She's Eddie Munson, and I'm Dustin, his friend. So nice. I got a wig. We got Hellfire Club, like baseball tees.
That's awesome.
Have you watched the show? I have.
I watched one season, and then it got weird for me.
Oh boy. Well, Joey, you can't watch 2 and 3 because it gets a little scary.
Yeah, that's the other problem. I didn't like that part.
Yeah. You're out on that. Jordan, good to have you back, buddy.
Thanks.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
We missed you last week.
We loved the surprise of your outfit, man. So.
I was like, Jess was like rolling her eyes at me.
Yeah, we missed you on the pod last week, but Joey and I got like 1 million views. It was crazy. It just kept going up.
I was trying to
don't forget. Hey, Jordan.
Oh, thanks for reminding me, Joey. Go ahead and tell the people.
How many likes if we get this week? How many is it? And how many
we still need let's get 1,000.
1,000 likes, 1,000 followers still.
Followers,
we're gonna give away the same amount as last week, which was 25 or 50.
20, whoa, 25, 25.
25 from our presenting sponsors at Lincoln Road.
Yeah. 25 people, 1,000 followers is what we need. And at some point, I'm going to cut these out into short videos and post them.
And show how many followers we had at that time.
Yeah. I think we have 60 followers or something like that. Next week, we hope to get 1,000, but it'll probably be more like 62, 63.
It's okay.
And we'll just brick by brick. We talk about that, Joey.
Brick by brick. Thanks, Dave. So.
Yeah, I was in this coffee shop. We got just a minute here last week, and this guy, he's got like 60-some thousand followers on TikTok, and I do business with him on the coffee side. He owns a coffee shop, and he was talking to me about like, hey, do you do anything with like content as well? I was like, yeah, I've got a podcast and do this and that. He went straight to the podcast on YouTube, subscribed. He went over to Apple Podcast, subscribed, followed. Went to Instagram, followed. It was awesome. Saw it in real time. It was great. And I think more people should be seeing this content. It's good content.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Joey's probably going to get a few nuns in his DMs this week, so Emily should probably
look out.
Look out. Well, that's another episode. Follow us on Why Not Us Media. Go to whynot.us.media if you want some dope merch like this hat currently that I'm wearing, W&U. We got a couple other cool merch things on there, t-shirts, we got a few more hats. You should buy some of that stuff and follow us.
Speaking of dope, there was drug dealers all over the beaches in Barbados. I forgot to tell you guys.
Speaking of dope.
He's like, you good, man? I go, I'm more into meth, buddy.
And that's another edition of Why Not Us, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.
Night.
Thanks for stopping by and lending us your ears today. If you like what you heard, check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Why Not Us Media, or stop by our YouTube page, the Why Not Us Media Podcast, or hit up our website at www.whynotus.media.